Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj, and today I'll be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for some early prelim fights for UFC Vegas 52. First, before I get into this card, I want to briefly, not too long, but I want to take a couple minutes and go over how I did last week. Not very well, but nonetheless, not horrible. Just I've done much better, unfortunately. So let's get into it. Last week. All right, I'm gonna briefly just go over every fight. Are these in order? Maybe, maybe not. Devin Clark, William Knight. I did have Devin Clark to win. He came out on top over William Knight by knockout. Like I mentioned, these are not in order, so deal with it. Unfortunately, I picked Trey Ogden to beat Jordan Levitt. That did not happen. You got to see, all you Levitt fans got to see the split. Very good. Kudos to you. Then I've got. I took Qileng. Thankfully, he got that done over Kevin Croom. I was a little nervous about that, actually. But I stuck with my bet, didn't change my pick on that. Took care of Kevin Croom, knockout in round one. Then, just like majority of everybody else I know, I took Estela Nunes to beat Sam Hughes. Well, good on you, Sam Page. You survived and got the decision victory there. And, maybe you'll get another fight in the UFC. I don't see why not. You won, right? Unfortunately, the next fight I was trying for the underdog, Lena Landsberg, but she lost it was a pretty one-sided unanimous decision toward Pani Kianzad. I just thought Lena Landsberg might have that mommy strength coming in. What happened? You all right? Chance fell. She's not the brightest. Interesting. The next fight, Chris Barnett, Martin Buday. That was I had picked Martin Buday by decision, and thankfully he didn't get disqualified, even though it came down with a illegal elbow. Was it to the back of the head of Chris Barnett? And first of two, I think, two incidences on this card. And coincidentally, I think they were both reffed by Mark Smith. I don't know if that was just weird. That's just weird, right? But anyway, it happened, I think, second round. But there was enough, I guess, that they could have they went to, maybe it was third round, I couldn't remember. But they went to a decision, so a technical decision, Martin Buday won. But he didn't really impress me that much. I think maybe in the future I might be fading him depending on his matchup. Then I took Jesse Ronson. I don't know why I did, but I took Jesse Ronson. Rafa Garcia managed to submit him. Good on you, Garcia. Then I took Drakkar Klose, but I did hedge bet Brandon Jenkins because the line was real wide and Drakkar Klose had a bad weight cut, but he managed to come in there and take care of Jesse Ronson, and he did it very well. It was very cringy though how he called out Mark Madsen after the fight. He's like, don't be a little bitch, don't be a pussy, just do it for your country. Did Mark Madsen ever? Is there like a war on media or something? Is there? I don't know why he was just like. I don't like Drakkar Klose, okay, because he just, come on, just say, I'd like to call out Mark Madsen. You don't got to say, don't be a little bitch, don't be a little pussy, do it for your country, whatever, Drakkar Klose. I know, I'm just restating what one of the fighters said over the weekend. Then I took Pat Sabatini. He got the job done against TJ Laramie by decision. That was no sweat there. Unfortunately, I took Carmel Thunder over Andre Fialho. Andre Fialho knocked his ass out. Very good for Fialho. I mean, I still like Carmel Thunder, Miguel Baeza, but I can't. The next break, I'm gonna have another repick for you know, the unranked contender contest. During our breaks, we can have it like if there's a break week, we can do a show just for content where we can, you know, replace like 3 of our lost fighters. Like Miguel Baeza is one of my lost fighters. I probably replace him with somebody else in the welterweight division. Then Maribuena Silva, she got, in my opinion, I think she won a robbery decision. Wu Yanan, I did a little hedge bet on her, but I did pick Bueno Silva to win. But Wu Yanan, poor girl, you know what it is because the judges don't like the Chinese. I'm telling you, I think that was a robbery. I think she outperformed Maribuena Silva. I think she had the more value. Maribuena Silva did have the more impactful, stronger strikes, but nonetheless, she got the decision victory for No Bueno Silva. I went with the underdog with Angelusa Losa over Monir Lazez. However, Lazez did play his part and get the decision as he should have. I had Caio Borrelho, whatever you want to, over Gadzi. Oh my Gadzi. Gadziev. And did Caio Borrelho look great or what? He looked fantastic in that fight. I might take him in my next, if we have another, but I don't know. I have some good middleweights, so I'm not sure. But anyway, Caio Borrelho, I look out for that guy. He's very good. He's got very smart fight IQ. He's very well-rounded. I like him. I like him a lot. And finally, I went with Vicente Luque. Bilal Muhammad got the decision victory over there. Just out-wrestled him and performed better. So that finished my night. I'm sorry, Dave. I did forget to put in my Tapology picks. I know. El Stupido. But I'm glad because it would have went against my winning percentage because I ended up 7-7 overall for the night. Boo. And I lost. I was in the red. When it was all said and done, I lost probably, even my hedge bets really didn't pay. I would have lost close to 500, but thankfully some hedge bets I made, like I did a hedge bet on Sam Hughes. That saved me a little bit of money. When it was all said and done, I think I lost about $260. Ugh. But that's all right. It's part of the game, right? You win some, you lose some. Moving on. Now, let's talk about this card here. Let me get my sheet. This is a crap card, but we're going to make the best of it. Some of these fights, I don't even know how they made it onto a UFC card. Starting with the curtain jerker. Let's get right into it. We got the curtain jerker between these guys that I don't think either one of them should really... Definitely this guy should not be in the UFC. But anyway, we've got a welterweight fight between 2 UFC debutants. We've got Dean Barry coming in. The sniper Dean Barry with a record of 4-1. Taking on Mike Jackson with a record of 0-1 and 1 no contest, which it was a, well, I'll get into that. I'll get in right now. Look at this odds. This is like Bellator odds. Unbelievable. Minus 1,500 for Dean Barry. He did open up, I think, like a minus 1,000. But everybody's realizing, what is this Mike Jackson guy? What's up with him? What did he have to do to get this spot? I got a little theory on that, but he's taking a winless Mike Jackson. And the thing is, and he's not short notice or anything. I looked on Tapology. I don't believe he is. But he is coming with, he trains out of the 4-ounce fighting club. And there's Ike Villanueva is also on this card. And I think that might have some play of how he got this curtain jerker fight. Don't ask me. I really don't know. I don't know how he's there with a winless record. His His UFC debut was against Mickey Gall, where he got rear naked choked in round 1. Then in Whitaker versus Romero, UFC 255, he was supposed to take on CM Punk, which he did, and he won by unanimous decision. However, CM Punk won a round. How are you gonna let a professional wrestler and CM Punk win? And it was just so it's odd. Like his loss to Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall is popular because he beat CM Punk. Then they served CM Punk the Mickey Gall rear naked choke. After that, he has lost in the UFC. Rear naked choke round 1 to Mickey Gall. You think he would, okay, there's a shot. Sorry you didn't make it. Then he goes against, they give him CM Punk at UFC 255, where he wins by unanimous decision, but it was deemed a no contest because of marijuana. But also, I heard, I didn't see that fight. I should try to watch some of these fights, but I heard CM Punk did win a round there. He won one of those rounds against Mike the Truth Jackson. I'd like to call him Mike the Lie Jackson. All right, so this guy, Mike Jackson, also much older. He's 37 years old to Dean Barry's 29. All right, let's talk about Dean Barry, fighting out of SBG. Not Ireland, but SBG, their little sister company, SBG Charlestown, which is still, it's in Dublin, but still they have, SBG has 21 locations. I'd say about half of them are over in the UK and Ireland and around there, and then the other half are spread throughout the world. Majority of the other half are in the United States, but I didn't study, I just counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 21 locations for SBG Ireland. He happens to be in one of them. Dean Barry's coming off a win against Drew Lipton, where he knocked him out 21 seconds in round 1. You think that's great, right? Punches in Titan FC. But then you look at Drew Lipton, he was 6-30. 6 wins, 30 losses for that guy. So Dean Barry got served a can and did as he should have done against a can. Beat him in 21 seconds of round 1. Pretty good. Prior to that, he has a KO, another round 1 knockout over Abdullah Al-Bushari. And that was in UAE Warriors and over in the United Arab Emirates. That's what it stands for. Before that, he has a win back to Titan FC against Corey Samuels, TKO round 1. He has a loss over in Titan FC, I think it is, to Anthony Taylor, rear naked choke round 2. And prior to that, he has a win. That's all 5 of his professional fights. The last one was a win against Thomas Thatcher, punches round 1. So this guy, the Sniper versus the Truth. This is a met. I'm a D-gen, but even I'm gonna stay away from this thing. I'm not putting nothing on nothing. But I will tell you, might as well just fill the board. Let me introduce the cappers I'm using for this show. That's how I'm gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna use MMA Pick'ems podcast. His name is Ray, and Pick'ems, of course, saying Dean Barry should get the knockout, as expected. Angelo from We Want Picks. I really like Angelo. He said he'll give you $50 if you go through the We Want Picks thing to, I think he's using Bet Online, I forget, but he's got like some sort of promo. If you use We Want Picks, you can get $50 right directly from Angelo from We Want Picks. Then we've got Johnny K with his early quick picks. Johnny K is saying Barry with a knockout. Thank you, Johnny. Bert, one of the hardest young working handicappers in all of YouTube. Bert saying TKO, first or second round, obviously. And finally, let's go Greedo, please! Greedo! Greedo usually does like gaming, like he does seasons for sports teams of football, football and baseball mostly, but he also predicts MMA, and that's what I watch him for. And I like him. He's good. He's saying a first round KO for Dean Barry, making this a full capper consensus. It is not worth the dance at minus 1,500. I don't even know why it's on the card, to be honest with you. I don't even know why I'm covering it, but I'm trying to cover every fight on the card. So, of course I'm going to take Dean Barry to get the job done. I'm not going to... Oh, do you want to do the dance? Go ahead, you can do the dance for Mike the Truth Jackson. Throw some real big good luck pearls for those bettors that are taking that hedge bet. It is plus 750 though, interesting enough, and he did beat CM Punk. Give him that. So I guess if you want that, I suppose he's worthy of a little hedge at plus money, plus 750. But I'm not doing it, and if I was, I'd put that $sign right there. But I'm not. I'm gonna take Barry to get it done. TKO.
It's windy.
Round 1. I don't even know if that will be a plus number. I'm sure it will, though. It'll probably be a plus 200 or 300. Yeah, it's gonna snowstorm tonight.
It was raining. Look.
I see it. The wind is ripping out there. It's like good thing all the animals are inside, huh? So moving on. I really apologize for that first curtain jerker fight. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for that even be on there.
2 of the animals aren't allowed outside.
I know, they're indoor cats.
Why did you cover that?
What? I like it. I like it.
But why did you cover it?
What?
Why did you cover it?
I didn't cover anything. I just put the picture there, that's all. Next, moving up, we have light heavyweight fight between Marcin Prachnio and Phillip Flynn. Phillip Flynn, you might remember, he did win the PFL, or was it PFL? Yeah, PFL Heavyweight Championships Tournament, $1 million. That happened in 2018, and he has not been the same since. Money, as soon as you get that money, it makes you don't have the drive. You've made it. You've made your million, and some of your drive saps off. Ask Conor McGregor. I'm not talking smack about him. I'm just saying money does change things. If you're, struggling, you've got that, how's that rock song go? It's about drive. It's about power.
We are
hungry. We devour. Well, if you're not hungry, if you got $1 million, if you got $1 million, you're no longer hungry. So you don't have drive. You don't have power. You're not hungry. You don't devour.
But you don't put in the work and you don't put in the hours.
Yeah, you don't put in the work, you don't put in the hour.
And you don't take what's your
we don't take what's ours.
Yeah.
Because you already got it. You already got $1 million. That seems like the story what's happened to Phillip Flynn. He comes in here as they're both like a minus 115 and minus 105 respectively. Phillip Flynn's 14-5. He's coming off back-to-back losses since his UFC debut. He lost his UFC debut against Andrei Arlovsky by unanimous decision, but in his defense, Arlovsky's beaten everybody by decision lately. And then most recently, he lost to Tanner Boser by punches in round 1. Phillip Flynn does still train over American Top Team, so I suppose he's got that going for him. And he's got a 4-inch reach advantage over Marcin Prachnio.
You can see it through
He does have, he's 14-5. He does have that heavyweight championship $1 million PFL thing going on. But before that, I noticed he had a little some fights in Bellator. He fought Vadim Nemkov. Nemkov beat him. But what are you doing? You trying to get me to laugh? Anyway, Phillip Flynn comes in here slightly older at 36 years old to Prachnio's 33. This is a light heavyweight fight, so they can still fight right up until 40s. So let's talk about Marcin Prachnio, the actual favorite, minus 115. Minus 105. Prachnio also has 5 losses, 15 wins. He's coming off a win against Ike Villanueva, who is also on this card. We'll talk about him probably tomorrow. He beat Ike Villanueva with a body kick in round 2. Before that, he has a nice win against Khalil Roundtree, where he beat him by unanimous decision. What?
Are you gonna do a video on the 27th?
No, probably not.
Why?
Because it's our birthday. Nora and I share a birthday, and it's coming up next week. We have, actually, this Saturday is our birthday party, but I say ours, but it's really hers. Because it's going to be her friends, it's going to be her bounce house, it's her cake, her gifts. Daddy's
You
just
get a
just a
cake.
yeah. My cake is like this big. Nora's cake is this big.
Well, I gotta share it with all my other friends.
I know you got to share it with all your little girls. So anyway,
They're not
and
little.
boys, I know.
Mackenzie's 11.
Whoa. Anyway, Marcin Prachnio. Before Khalil Roundtree, though, he has a loss to Mike Slow Rodriguez, no longer in the UFC. Mike Rodriguez took care of business. TKO round 1. Before that, he has a loss to Magomed Ankalaev. Head kick and punches round 1. So that was a bad skid. Starting that skid off was Smiling Sam Alvey with punches round 1. And that skid started with that Sam Alvey loss in 2018. So he's 2-3 on his last 5, but he has turned it around, coming off back-to-back wins. So we got Phillip Flynn's opposite. He's 3-2, and he's coming off back-to-back losses. I told you, after he won that $1 million from PFL, got a UFC debut, and hasn't done it since then. Marcin Prachnio, the Sam Alvey, started that 3-fight losing skid where he got knocked out every fight since then, or in round 1. Then he bounced back to beat Khalil Roundtree, good win, and Ike Villanueva with a body kick in round 2. Prachnio 33, 1-inch height advantage, but I said Prachnio does have a 4-inch reach deficit. He trains at a Tatsujin Dojo de Ventor in the Netherlands, so he is Dutch. Okay, so let's see what the cappers have to say in this very interesting fight. We've got starting with the slight favorite in Marcin Prachnio. Greedo is taking Prachnio. Is it Prachnio or Prachnio? Prachnio. That's what James Lynch was saying, Prachnio today. So I don't know what it's called, but I'm saying Prachnio. I think that CH is K. Prachnio. Marcin Prachnio. Then we've got right there. Is it Prachnio? Prachnio? You don't know. You're only 8. Then we've got Bert. Bert taking Prachnio by decision. Johnny K. His early quick picks.
It's
Prachnio. Prachnio by KO. MMA Pick'ems. Shoot. That's Ray. These links will be in the description, guys, so definitely check all these guys out. They're great. Also taking Prachnio. But we have the contrarian pick in Angelo from We Want Picks.
I've never heard of that before.
No? Yeah. His name is Angelo. He's smart. He used to be a manager for a bunch of fighters. So we want picks taking Felipe Lins. Maybe he'll reach down and get some of that drive, some of that power.
And get hungry.
And maybe he'll get hungry again and try to keep his contract in UFC. So anyway, Lins. Angelo's taking wheel on Lins as contrarian. I'm kind of,
Timer's checks.
Not yet. You know what? I've been back and forth on this. It could go either way. I don't know what to do here because I do like the PFL championship. You know, that's a big accomplishment. Prachnio, he hasn't made his $1 million. So I think, yeah, we're going to go with the hungrier guy. I would say Prachnio is probably hungrier. He hasn't made his million yet. So I'm going to take him. Plus, he's got the capper majority. 4-1 cappers. Just a very slight favorite. I think he's going to get it done by, Phillip Flynn's got knocked out by Tanner Bozer, but he went to decision with an old Andre Arlovsky too, I'll have, mind you. Yeah, I think Prachnio's gonna probably win by decision.
I
Let's
tried
see.
to make the S.
That's my story, you know. Sticking
I
to
tried
it.
to make the S. But
That's
it
a pretty
didn't
good
work.
S. That's a block S.
Yeah, block S.
It's a block S. Okay, finally, moving on. We've got Aori Qileng. I guess the Aori Qileng. Aori Qileng. That's how it's pronounced. I remember getting schooled on that the last time he fought against Cody Durden. But he's taking on Cameron Else. Okay, we got Qileng as the favorite here at minus 235. 2-1 favorite with double-digit losses. He's 20-11. Double-digit losses for Aori Qileng, the Mongolian murderer. What kind
Your
of
time on this is 26:20.
Oh, I better hurry it up.
I mean 30.
The Mongolian murderer. What a corny nickname. I don't like that nickname. But he's taking on Cameron Else,
Now
Kamchita. Kamchita, isn't that like that gross drink that's like alive in your back of your fridge? Oh, that's kombucha or I forget what it's called. There's that gross drink. When I say Kamchita, that looks like that, like it could be a drink that has a gross slimy bacteria that's supposed to be good for you. Kombucha, is that what it's called? Anyway, whatever. Qileng, Aori Qileng, Zindu Martial Arts is where he's training out of. That is, of course, in China, Mongolia, if you will. Coming off that loss to Cody Durden, where Cody Durden became racist, or he became. He was a racist. He said some negative
Feel
things.
how warm this is.
Why?
Because it was near there.
Near the laptop? I don't know. Anyway.
No, near the
Cody Durden beat him by unanimous decision, and it was close too. I think a lot of people are saying Qileng should have got the victory there, but I'm telling you, these judges do not like the Asians. But Cody Durden, after in a post-fight interview, said something like he can go back to China, back to where he came from, or something. And it was, he claims it wasn't racist, and I don't see really how it. But I can also see Cody Durden probably. I could see that. I could see him being a racist, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just saying it did happen, and there's like a lot of sensitive people out there saying that was racist, whatever have you. Before that, he lost to Jeff Molina, but Jeff Molina is the real deal. I'm really high on Jeff Molina. I would have took him for my unranked contender pick if BC Dave didn't. And that was his UFC debut for Qileng, Aori Qileng, and he won. Jeff Molina won by unanimous decision. Prior to that, he was in Wulin Fang. That's the WLF Wars, big Chinese regional scene where he was beating everybody. His last 5. He beat Kizri Abdullayev, TKO round 2. He beat Amirlan Amirov, unanimous decision, and before that, Georgi Borishvili by retirement, round 2. That's the last 5. 3-2 in his last 5 for Qileng. Cameron Else, his UFC debut was recently against Kyler Phillips, where he lost by elbows from back mount in round 2. Okay, before that, he was in Fusion FC. Oh, by the way, Cameron Else is England, but he trains out of the BMF ranch. That's Donald Cerrone's. Who else is over there? Gilbert Urbina trains out of there. And it said that's his primary, I guess. And then on Tapology says also Jackson Wink. Jackson Wink's coming in. I think there's like 4 or 5 fighters on this card representing Jackson Wink. But both BMF Ranch and Jackson Wink in New Mexico, so that might have something to do with it too. Location for Cameron Else. Location.
Everywhere.
Before that, Kyler
Location,
Phillips
location,
lost though. He
location
was on a 6-fight win streak. He beat Brad Evans in Fusion FC by guillotine round 1. He beat Mark Stevens in WC MMA by TKO round 150 under a minute.
30 minutes.
Then he beat Aiden James under a minute in by TKO round 1 in Brave CF. That's in Bahrain, which is in the Middle East, but they have events all over Europe. I think that event Brave CF was hosting in London, England. Cameron Else, in his wins and losses, has never seen a decision. It's either he's knocking or he's either finishing the opponent or getting finished by the opponent. Look at his Tapology. Nothing. No decision. Nothing. No decision wins. No decision losses. Never seen that decision. I don't even think he's seen the 3rd round. That's a crazy stat. Think about that. That's why I would imagine the under is minus 165, which you don't often see that. Most likely the overs at the minus number, but in this case, because Cameron Else has yet to see decision, it's at minus 165. Archie Lang though, he's been decision plenty of times. So let's see what the cappers have to say. And this is, I don't even know if this is, Tapology is saying it's flyweight, but Angelo, I think, or somebody else, maybe one of the cappers I heard today said it's really a bantamweight fight. I really don't know if it's flyweight or bantamweight. Well, I guess time will tell. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters. Cameron Else will be the bigger guy here, I think. Yeah, he does. He's got 2-inch height advantage and 1.5-inch reach advantage over Aori Qileng. Okay, so taking our Qileng, we've got what? Oh, you're blowing a bubble. Whoa. Nora just discovered how to blow bubbles recently, and now every time she blows a bubble, she gotta show me. Johnny K by decision. Johnny K taking Archie Lang by decision. We've got Bert also taking Aori Lang by decision. Ray from MMA Pick'ems on the side with Qileng Aori. These Chinese guys, I don't know, like they can pick and choose what they want for the first name, what they want for the last name, or just smish the names together and make it all one, Aori Qileng. That's what it's, I think on Tapology it's one name, Aori Qileng. But I've seen it listed before as Aori Qileng or Qileng Aori. Who knows? Mongolian Murderer. Horrible nickname, Mongolian Murderer. Anyway, then we've got Greedo, also taking Aori Qileng. He is 2-1 favorite, so you got to kind of think everybody's going to be on that side by decision. However, we've got, again, with another contrarian pick, we've got Angelo from We Want Picks taking Cameron Else. I love it. I love it. And you know what? You guys always think I take the Asian. It's not true. In this case, I'm going to take the British fighter, the underdog, the finisher. Come on, put her down.
But she's so cute.
And Cameron Else, I'm going to take the underdog here. Plus money, plus 200 on Cameron Else. Never seen decision. He's going to go out there and he's going to get it done within distance over Aori Qileng. I mean, it's a gamble, but I'm willing to bet it because I think Cameron Else does have it in him. Like, look at these. I know his one UFC fight he lost to Kyler Phillips, and it was around to elbows, back mount thing. But I think he's got better. I think he's gonna have the better striking. Aori Qileng probably have that. Mongolians can wrestle. Chinese, not as well. But there's a difference. Don't be a racist. There's a difference between Mongolian and Chinese. You know what? I can't stand it when they call me Chinese. I'm Korean, half Korean. Nora's quarter Korean because she's half me and half her mom. One quarter Korean, Scottish. What a weird mix. That's why you're a Grasian. You're a ginger Asian. You're a little ginger Asian. You got the red highlights in the summer. Anyway, Qileng is Mongolian murder. Mongolian. They do like they medal often in wrestling tournaments and events. The Chinese not. They're more of strikers.
What's Brandon?
Same thing. He's same thing as you, as your brother. He's almost more ginger than you, because at least you get a suntan. Brandon burns. That's your mom's skin.
Brandon's a vampire.
I know. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the underdog there and Cameron else. So to recap,
Brandon is sad, and he doesn't like
Nora. Recap.
Time.
Time check is right. Go check it. What's it say?
Okay.
Does it say? Hope it doesn't say 40 yet.
36.
36. Okay. To recap, I've got Dean Barry beating Mike the Truth Jackson. I don't even know why this. I don't know why this is here. This should be on a Contender Series or a Looking for a Fight or something else. Not here. That's just a waste of my time and space. I'm going to stay right away from this. But if you guys do want to try to take a gamble, plus 750 on Jackson, Dean Barry minus 1500. Really? Who's this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Huh? I didn't swear. And then I have Marcin Prachnio beating Phillip Flynn by decision. I think he's just the hungrier guy. Like I mentioned, Phillip Flynn, since he's won that $1 million from the PFL, the hunger is not there. I don't know.
Is that Phillip Flynn?
Yeah, Phillip Lynn's. Felipe Lynn's, maybe. It might be Felipe Lynn's. I think what is he, Brazilian? He's some, I think he might be a Brazilian. Either Brazilian or American, I don't know. If it's American, then he's Felipe.
Philippe.
Phil Lynn's. But I think he might be Brazilian, so it might be Felipe. And then finally, I'm taking the underdog in Cameron Else to upset Aori Qileng, sending him back to China where he came from. I'm sorry, that's just bad humor there. But I am taking the underdog though in Cameron Else. If you look at his, before that loss to Kyler Phillips, a 6-fight streak where he was finishing everybody. True, they're not Wu Ling Fang, the WLF Wars. They're not Wu Ling Fang, but they are Brave FC fighters and Future FC fighters and WC MMA. A lot of, decent, reputable. I'm not big on the WLF Wars. Just the regional scenes in China. It's probably the upper echelon, but the Chinese regional scene is just way populated with so many middling guys that maybe a few here and there stars come out of there to actually perform well. But there you have it. So gather the info, place those bets, and cash those tickets. I really appreciate you watching. Be sure to fill the comments with who you think tickets. Fill the comments with who you think's gonna win these fights. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do it now. I'm so close to 1,000. I think the last time I checked, I was 962. 962. Very close to 1,000. It's just a milestone. The monetization thing, what am I gonna make, $1.50 a week or something? I have no idea, but anyway, I know you don't make a lot of money until you get up into like the you know, fight night picks or MMA guru and stuff. That's when you start getting like legit paid. But still, I just want to do it just to say I'm at 1,000. I could monetize, you know. So anyway, thanks for watching. Leave that like. Put your picks down in the comments. Stay tuned for tomorrow where I should be back with some more prelim fights. Good luck and later.